live in the wonderful city of Knoxville, Iowa, right here at the Knoxville Raceway, the sprint car capital of the world, for race number 3 of the Elite Seniors Racing Championship, presented by RaceMRL.com. Getting into qualifying here to start off tonight's coverage of the Elite Seniors Racing Championship. Let's take a quick look at the schedule here. We are on race number 335 laps here tonight in the dirt late models here at the Knoxville Raceway. Then this Wednesday, we will be at Iowa Speedway for the late model stocks 100 lap feature event. And Tuesday night, of course, don't want to forget about that. The Legend Car drafting series at the Iowa Speedway as well, July 21st, tomorrow night. For more information, visit www.racemrl.com/ESRC to learn more. Andy Patton on the raceway now. Currently top of the board with a 17.577. 17.577 for Andy Patton. Has a little bit of technical difficulties, it looks like here, maybe. As there it goes, 10 cars clicked off. 13 cars on the property here tonight at the Knoxville Raceway. Gonna look at Chris Farmer here. Nope, his lap is over. Russ Harold out for his lap, currently an 18.203 for Russell Harold. In the number 19 machine, coming to the line. No change change in position up to spots 17.908 for Russ Harold. As the current points leader of the series out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, in the K2 Motorsports Flaming Hot Cheetos Elite Seniors Racing Championship, number 17, is Keith Kincaid. And to second, a 17.664. Not going to be enough to take the pole. All 13 cars have taken time. Let's take a look at your weather here before tonight's events. A 77-degree Fahrenheit temperature. Looking good, hot, but warm day out, if you will. No wind speed. Should be a good night for some racing. Partly cloudy conditions and humidity of 45. Not terrible, all things considered. Let's take a look at the heat race. Starting lineups will be in a second. Qualifying not done just yet. As go grab your popcorn, your snacks, anything you would like to grab before we start our heat races here tonight. Right here from Knoxville, Iowa on the DRN. As while we wait for qualifying to come to an end here, let's take a quick look at the point standings. Keith Kincaid at the front of the field so far with 80 points after 2 races of this 10-race season. David Brill only 6 points behind with 74 in position number 2, points position number 2. Brett McCoy in third with 71 points, only 3 behind David Brill. Greg Parmalee in fourth, who is actually not here tonight, but Gary Offit in fifth position, battling tied with Chris Reinald actually for that fifth spot as we take a look at heat race number 1. As Andy Patton, Gary Offit on the front row. Row number 2, gonna bring you Chris Farmer and David Brill. Row number 3, Rob Cassidy and Tim McDowell. And Tim in a brand new scheme for this week, as he does every week in that number 45 machine. And Scott Tice and Chris Hall. Found out you were actually that's not right. It's Andy Patton, Gary Offit, Chris Farmer, David Brill, Cassidy, McDowell, and Chris Hall. So Scott Tice, I guess, maybe not making the call here for heat race number 1. A beautiful night for racing. Here, 10 laps on tap for these late models. Presented by RaceMRL.com. Gonna come to the green flag. Green flag in the air for heat race number 1. Andy Patton leads the way with Gary Offit in position number 2. Battle for position number 3 is Chris Farmer and David Brill. Still battling for that third spot. Coming up to second is second in points right now, David Brill. Brill looking to charge his way to the front. Andy Patton, of course, qualified on the pole for tonight's race. Currently leading the field in heat race number 1. Out of Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. The Patton Triple X Tire Shine, number 87 machine. 7 laps to go. Gary Offit in the wall. No caution just yet. Struggling to get off that wall there. Heavy damage. And that will bring out the caution, maybe. Leaders are coming by. Out of 4. Offit stays out of the way. Unfortunate for Gary Offit. Looked pretty good in the early going of this race. Not going to be his night tonight. Andy Patton, 4 laps to go. Or coming to 4 laps to go, I should say. Looks like Offit's still having issues on the pit lane now, as Patton continues to hold his lead. Coming to 3 laps to go in heat race number 1. For the late models, Andy Patton almost spins it. Gets caught on the apron, goes a little too far down on the inside cushion. About 2 laps to go for Patton. At A&J Custom Creations, number 87, on rails here at Knoxville. All through practice and all through qualifying as well. White flag in the air for Patton. Just absolutely on rails throughout all of heat race number 1. Coming to the checkered flag, Patton victorious in heat race number 1, David Burrow second, Farmer in third, Cassidy fourth, McDowell fifth, Chris Hall sixth, and rounding out the heat race number 1 in seventh is or was Gary Offut, who got caught in that incident early on. Unfortunate for Offut. We will get to heat race number 2 here at Knoxville. Keith Kincaid on the front row alongside Chris Reinald. Brett McCoy and Scott Tice in row number 2. And then rounding out the field in row number 3 is Russ Harold and Ben Guthier, who we have not seen at all this season. Excuse me. In that number 55 machine. Not to get confused with Scott Kingswan, who is the 155, then out of New Orleans, Louisiana. Starting 6th, starting scratch on the heat race. Ten laps to be the distance for Kincaid and Chris Reinald, who take up the front row. Brett McCoy had his struggles last week at Volusia. Can he bounce back tonight? Had a solid run at Charlotte opening night for the Dirt Tour, looking to capitalize on momentum and gonna take the green flag once again. Green flag in heat race number 2. Keith Kincaid leads him down to the green flag. Reinald in position number 2. Little different of a scheme here for Reinald this week in that beautiful black and blue machine. Scott Tice goes to the inside, sticks a nose in there. Can he make it stick? To the inside of the number 71 machine. Tice gonna make it stick, clears him by 2. But it looks like Reinald in trouble here. Slow in turns 3 and 4. Field coming up to him now. Reinald looks to be able to get it going onto the pit lane now. As Scott Tice in familiar territory. Right behind Kincaid. Take a look at some of the best lap times in this session so far. 17.7. Still not around where he needs to be. Is Kincaid. Russ Harold and Brett McCoy going at it for that third spot. Gunther in the number 55 machine in position number 5, looking to get into this battle. Here to the inside goes Brett McCoy. Down the backstretch, looking maybe slide job. Oh, makes contact with the number 19, gonna make the pass. As Harold gets it back together. So far, all Keith Kincaid with 3 laps to go in heat race number 2. And a battle for that 5th spot here between Russ Harold and the number 55 of Ben. Ben just can't get that run off the corner to be able to get to Kincaid. White flag in the air for Kincaid here. As Tice looking good in that second spot. 9/10 back from the leader. Coming to the checkered flag. Keith Kincaid victorious in heat race number 2. Back to winning form. Scott Tice position number 2. Brett McCoy position number 3. Russ Harold in position number 4 in the 19 car. 5th is Ben Gunther. And rounding out the field 4 laps down, Chris Reinald in position number 6. We will take a short break here on the DRN. Stay with us.
Team Holloway Racing Graphics is your one-stop vinyl shop. We specialize in RC racing of all scales. We do full-size race cars as well. Have a sign that needs done, vehicles lettered, we can do it. PT Speed Shop. We rebuild quarter-scale motors, break them in, dyno them, and get you back to victory lane. We have a parts store opening soon. Check it out at ptspeedshop.com. Check us out at teamholloway.com. We would love to take care of your vinyl needs.
Didn't realize my announcer mic here in the announcer's booth was muted. The Elite Seniors Racing Championship is brought to you by Team Holloway Racing and Graphics. Todd at teamholloway.com. Visit him for more information. They would love to help you out. And Ruck Offshore. Ruck Offshore is a veteran-owned brand built for those who live life on the water, inspired by the discipline and resilience of offshore anglers. They create high-performance apparel and gear designed for durability, comfort, and functionality in the toughest conditions, while actively supporting marine conservation to help protect the oceans that fuel their lifestyle. Ruck Offshore's apparel lineup of lightweight performance shirts, hats, and sun protective gear also fits perfectly into the racing world, giving drivers and crews breathable comfort for long, hot days at the racetrack. Visit www.ruckoffshore.com to learn more. As we look at Andy Patton and Keith Kincaid on the raceway right now here during warm-ups. The Elite Seniors Racing Championship also brought to you by RD Ranch, as well as, of course, the DRN, Checkered Flag RC Raceway, as well in Kansas. And of course, presented to you by RaceMRL.com. Visit www.racemrl.com. Let them know we sent you for more information, as well as how to join the league if you are 50 plus, the premier 50 plus racing series of the Misfit Racing League. They run dirt on Monday nights. Of course, tonight is Monday night. The Elite Seniors Racing Championship Dirt Late Model Tour, and the Asphalt Touring Series on Wednesday nights at right here on the DRN at 8 p.m. Eastern. This Tuesday, of course, the Legends of Draft Series will also be at the Iowa Speedway, much like the late model stocks on Wednesday night. kicking off, I believe, at 8 p.m. Eastern as well. Tons of racing action this week. 3 days in a row of racing action. It all kicks off, of course, here tonight in Knoxville, Iowa at the .5 mile dirt track, the sprint car capital of the world, Knoxville Raceway. And Andy Patton and Keith Kincaid going at it here in warm-ups. Guys, it's not even the race yet. Of course, the heat race is just crazy action. If you want to go check that out or check out any of the other past broadcasts, they're available right now right here on the DRN YouTube channel. We would love to show you some more races as we get to tonight's starting lineup for the feature event. Thirteen cars on the property, and your starting grid starts off like this. Andy Patton in the A&J Custom Creations number 87 starts on the pole, alongside Keith Kincaid, your last two races winner and the current points leader. Row number 2, David Brill alongside Scott Tice. Row number 3 brings you Chris Farmer and the number 1 left-hander chassis machine of Brett McCoy, starting P6. Starting in 7 and 8, Rob Cassidy in position number 7 and Russ Harold in position number 8. Position number 9 belongs to Tim McDowell. Alongside Ben Gunther. And the rest of the field gonna click off like that. As pace car gives them the 1 to go signal for racing action right here on the DRN, the rest of the lineup. Rob Cassidy, Ben Gunther, Tim McDowell, Chris Reinhold, Chris Hall, and Gary Offlet. Gonna lead him to the green flag is Andy Patton. Green flag in the air. Ooh. Looks like Scott Tyson, David Bro going at it here. And a potential battle for the lead between Keith Kincaid and Andy Patton. Andy goes up to block and is pulling away big time here as we get to lap number 4. Very often and Tim McDowell trading position number 11 here on the raceway. Not number 5 in the books. "30 laps to go here at tonight's feature event. Patton leads the way so far. Keith Kincaid in second. Scott Tice in position number 3. As those third, fourth, and fifth all under a blanket almost. You could throw a bed sheet over them, and they would all fit under that bed sheet. Taking a look at the battle for position number 3 here on the Raceway. Chris Farmer peeking to the inside. Not going to happen. David Brill currently second in points for the Elite Dirt Late Model 4. Brill going to get a little sideways coming off the corner. Not going to be a problem, though. Tice currently battling Chris Farmer for that third spot to keep that third spot. With no challenge up front, 1.1 seconds back is Keith Kincaid in position number 2. Andy Patton leads the way with 25 laps to go in tonight's feature event. Relatively no challenges for that A and J Creations, Custom Creations number 87 machine. But Ben Gunther, a wreck on the Raceway for the number 55 machine. Like he's going to be down pit road here. Can't get a good look at him. You'll be able to get a little bit of the thing there. As we will take a short break right here on the DRN, and then we will come back for the replay. As we are back, sorry for that quick interruption. Going to look right back here at the replay. The 55 was just all alone there, tapped the wall a little bit, get some damage off of that crab walking, and oh, rough hit into the turn 3 fence. And that was all she wrote for that number 55 machine. Goes down pit road and is currently sitting on pit road. Heavy damage to the front end of that machine. And not what he was looking for early on. The first caution of the event. Andy Patton still your leader. Keith Kincaid in position number 2 still. Scott Tice position number 3. Farmer in position number 4. David Brill for 5. Brett McCoy for 6. Cassidy for 7. Russ Harold for 8. Chris Reinhold for 9. And Gary Offit for 10. Coming to the restart here. Green flag back in the air for the late models. 22 laps to go on the board. And Patton getting a challenge for the lead. Keith Kincaid to the inside. Not enough to pass him for the penultimate spot here with 21 laps to go. Kincaid really trying to get that third win of the season in 3 races. But a challenge for position number 2 on the Raceway. Kincaid and Chris Farmer going at it. No challenge from behind for Keith Kincaid. Kincaid still in second position. David Brill looking to get around Scott Tice here for position number 4. Chris Farmer, of course, in position number 3. Brett McCoy sits in position number 6 as well, making his way slowly through the field as David Brill and Scott Tice get into it still. No horrific sliders this week so far. 17 laps to go as we cross the line here in Knoxville. Great racing from everybody so far, minus that unfortunate incident for that 55 machine carrying a lap down and scored a lap down in position number 13. As David Brill to the inside of Scott Tice, leaning on him a little bit there as they go through the corner. As it gets to the inside. As Cassidy and it looks like Chris Reinhold get into a little battle there. But the battle, of course, is for third position. But now fifth position is under threat. Brett McCoy in the left-hander chassis number 1. Looking to do it the hard way. Go around the outside. David Brill has an issue. Going to lose 3 spots on the raceway now. Brill back to the 8th position. Not sure what happened to Brill, but it looks like Chris Farmer trying to do whatever he can to get around Keith Kincaid with 13 laps to go on the board. As Gary Offutt to the inside of Brett McCoy for the 5th spot. Reinhold looks to be to the inside of David Brill for that 8th spot. Oh, slide job. Little contact there, not going to hurt anybody. It looks like Offutt and Brett McCoy slammed doors going into turn number 1 on that last lap. But it is all Andy Patton so far. Keith Kincaid. Kincaid not very far behind. Neither is Chris Farmer. 6/10 back from the leader. As it looks like Farmer had a little bit of an issue going into turn number 3 from the backstretch. Coming up on lap traffic here is Andy Patton with 10 laps to go. Ooh, to the back bumper comes Keith Kincaid. Kincaid going to try a slide job. Not going to happen as they head to the backstretch. 9 laps to go. Still side by side. Kincaid going to come for the lead. Crossover from Andy Patton. Not going to get it done. Oh, maybe he will. Floors it in there. Slide job. Crosses over. Kincaid back to the inside. 8. Coming to 8 laps to go. Andy Patton doing whatever he can to hold off the hard charging Keith Kincaid. Kincaid smacks the wall coming off of 4. 8 laps to go for Andy Patton. Patton in trouble. Kincaid just so quick all year long. Patton coming to 7 laps to go, holding him off by 4/10. 5/10, 6/10 of a second, 7/10 of a second. Holding off Kincaid. That low 9 not really working for Kincaid as it did earlier on in the run or a couple laps ago after that wall hit. 6 laps to go for Patton. 5 laps to go. Now, Kincaid looks to continue his win streak. Or will there be a different winner? 4 laps to go in the feature event. Kincaid noses it down to the bottom. Gonna pull a long slide of the number 87 machine as they head to turn 3 and 4. Coming down the front stretch now. Kincaid leans on him a little bit. 3 laps to go. Andy Patton struggling a little bit there. Kincaid grabs the lead. Can Patton pass him back? Or will there be a late caution? We will just have to see. 2 laps to go on the board for Kincaid, as now having to get through some lap traffic here. Steve passing Chris Hall, putting Hall a lap down here as they come to the white flag, presented by RaceMRL.com. Going into 1 and 2 onto the backstretch for the final time here tonight. The Elite Late Model Dirt Tour round number 3 goes to Keith Kincaid. 3 wins, 3 races. Andy Patton comes home second. Great finish here for him, despite the fantastic effort he put on tonight. Chris Farmer, position number 3. Gary Offutt comes home 4th. Brett McCoy, still a solid finish in position number 5. Rob Cassidy for 6. David Brill for 7. Russ Herold for 8. Tim McDowell for 9. Scott Tice 10. Chris Reinald 11. And a lap down is Chris Hall in 12. And Ben Gunther a lap down in 13th. As they pull onto the front stretch, we will take a quick break, and then we will talk to your top 3 finishers.
Team Holloway Racing Graphics is your one-stop vinyl shop. We specialize in RC racing of all scales. We do full-size race cars as well. Have a sign that needs done, vehicles lettered, we can do it. PT Speed Shop. We rebuild quarter-scale motors, break them in, dyno them, and get you back to victory lane. We have a parts store opening soon. Check it out at ptspeedshop.com. Check us out at teamholloway.com. We would love to take care of your vinyl needs.
As we talk to your 3rd place finisher, sorry for dragging you in here so abruptly here, Chris. A solid night for you here tonight. You know, you've been struggling the last couple weeks, and it seemed to found your stride, if you will.
Yeah, I had a good night tonight. I just need a little more. I searched and searched to try to find some bite in the track whenever I was closing up on Keith a little bit, but I think I might have used my tires up, and that was about it.
Yeah, I mean, you were definitely trying to track down Kincaid, especially towards the end of that race. You know, how tricky was this track just to get around and try to? I mean, Keith already said here tonight that it wasn't his best track, but I mean, was still able to, at least pull something off. At least you come home with a solid 3rd place finish here tonight. Any particular things about the racetrack you liked or disliked?
I mean, I like this track pretty good. It's wide in the turns, and it seems like you can kind of keep some distance between you and the other cars. But I think the important thing is that you just got to get out and try to. Hopefully, you can get a little bit of a lead on the cars behind you, so you can run your own line. And I think that's what happened to help me tonight. So.
All right. Any family, friends, sponsors you'd like to thank for this third place finish here tonight?
I just thank Keith and Rob for the putting on the league, and again thank my wife, and I think my daughter is watching again tonight. So hello, Shaylee, and that's it.
All right. Congratulations on your 3rd place finish.
All right, thank you.
Andy, one spot short tonight. Tell us about
How
your
you
race,
gonna
my
do it,
friend.
Tim? It was a good one. It was a really good one. I just I don't know. I didn't guard the bottom like I should have there at the with two to go, and I threw that slider and I missed it. I just went way too high with it. Had to get way out of it, and he got underneath me. And once he got there, I knew I was in trouble. But hey, he doesn't make mistakes. That's where that's why he can catch up and pass you. What are you gonna do?
There
It
was
was
a
a
couple
fun race, man.
times,
I had a good time.
yeah, there was a couple times during the race where he actually did slip up and bump the wall while he was trying to get to you, and he was struggling to try and get to you there for a couple laps, and then finally got to your inside. You guys were crossing each other over, and
Yeah,
it was a heck of a racing deal there. And unfortunately, you got the other end of the stick. But I mean, a
again.
second place finish in 3 races,
It ain't not.
pretty
It ain't
pretty
nothing
good.
new.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a pretty solid points night for you, depending on when the points come out.
yeah.
But
I
you
should have.
looked pretty good.
Thanks, man. I had a good time.
And that's all that matters at the end of the day. Any family, friends, sponsors you like to shout out here, Andy?
Well, you, Timmy, for doing what you do. I mean, you do. You're a welcome addition to this show. People need to see how we race because we race pretty good, I think. And obviously Keith and Rob and the SRC for putting on the show to begin with. And again, like always, A&J Custom Creations for that's my company. And yeah, man, thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, you put on a heck of a show tonight. One spot short, but congratulations on your second place finish here tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
But the big winner of tonight's event here tonight, Keith, 3 for 3 on the season so far. Currently the points leader, leading both asphalt and dirt. How you feeling?
Yeah, feeling good tonight, man. They made it a tough race. Uh, Both Andy Patton and Chris Farmer were fast. I mean, it was. I think it could have been anybody's race, and just searched around quite a bit and finally found some traction, some moisture coming off the corner low, and put it down there in the catfish lane, and it worked out great.
Yeah, you were definitely going lower than a lot of the guys towards the middle and the back of the field were willing to go. Andy, of course, was running up high most of the race. There was a couple times where you were trying to get to him and you got to his bumper and smacked the wall coming down the front stretch quite a few times, actually. You know, he put on a heck of a race, put on a show. You two both put on a show here tonight. I mean, you got to be thinking, I know it's early on, you got to be thinking about points, though, Keith. How you
Yeah,
feeling
definitely.
about that?
Yep. We always have points in the back of our mind thinking about that, but everybody gets 2 drop races, 2 on dirt and 2 on asphalt. So it's still anybody's game. So it's still early in the season. Just staying consistent and putting it on the podium is key.
Yeah, definitely the key to success in the Elite Seniors Racing Championship Dirt Late Model Tour. Any family, friends, sponsors you like to shout out here for tonight's victory?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Kyle Adams with MRL for everything that he's done for the league and helping us out and giving us this platform. I'd like to thank all the drivers that come out and race with us. You couldn't ask for a better group of drivers. It just makes every race night special and a lot of fun. And all of our fine sponsors and Team Holloway Racing and Graphics for the victory lane and all of our season end awards. Couldn't do it without those guys. Thank you.
All right, congratulations on your victory. And I'm gonna go let you go celebrate in Team Holloway Racing and Graphics Victory Lane. Congratulations, Keith.
Thank you, Tim.
As we get to the ending of tonight's event right here in Knoxville, Iowa, we head to Iowa Speedway tomorrow for the Legends of Draft Series, which will be broadcasted live on the Elite Seniors Racing Championship YouTube channel, official YouTube channel, this Friday night. Go tune in for that, 8 p.m. Eastern. But as for us, the next time you will see us, of course, will be this Wednesday night for the late model stocks at Iowa Speedway, July 22nd, 100 laps. And then you will see us July 27th for race number 4, the next race for the Dirt Late Model Series at Point Royal Speedway. And after that, we return to Myrtle Beach. We will see you next time for the Elite Seniors Racing Championship right here on the DRN.